So we have an ecotec engine in the chassis, so this is some progress. A couple of things forward, a couple steps back. So some issues. Steering shaft used to go right through, starting there and coming up to bearing right here. We're going to have to rethink that. This motor's a good bit taller, so if we look at the bottom, we're sticking out about 2, maybe 3 inches, so we can go a little lower. But we got hung up on a few things. You can still see the mess of wires. So some of the good things is it looks like we'll be able to get the exhaust from here, turn it out, come straight out. I do think I'm going to widen the frame. Still trying to work out where and how far. I do expect this engine to go back several inches, so in my mind this section here, I'm willing to pull this piece out here and get this to come back to about there. So we'll look at some more transmission pieces. This side, God help me if I ever have to take that alternator out. Once we can get the engine down, you can see we're currently lying on the bottom with a bracket there. Once we can get the engine down, we should have some more space down and back. Hacked out some pieces today, and I say hacked because it was a hacking. A lot of people said the transmission was going to be much wider than the Miata. Not much wider, maybe 3/4 of an inch. So what is interesting is it wasn't as long, so you can see right now the shifter is right there, ideally hoping for it to land up here. And so if we bring it back 3-4 inches, we should be good. One tip I will give you is if you are ever going to pull an engine, drain all the fluids out of it first. My garage stinks. And so, one thing I would say that's a bit of a setback, and I don't know if we're going to be able to get the pieces wide enough, is this intake manifold. It's big, it's clumsy. I don't think we need it. So what we'll probably do is work on some sort of a fabbed up one. I'll speak to some people, try to see if I can get a flange. Nice thing with direct injection is there's no injectors that go into it. The injectors are right there. So this is literally just ports for air, and that's it. So, and a map sensor. So we'll get that out. Should be fairly simple. We'll have the motor back. We'll come out. We'll go this way. Hang a throttle body here, or perhaps maybe we'll go backwards. We'll see when our throttle pedal arrives. Potentially just put an air-to-water intercooler in the back here. So keep things a little cleaner and easier. So that's the progress. What else is going to be happening? Pretty sure I'm going to be cutting out the entire transmission tunnel, pulling that out. Trying to get my head around how I could widen the chassis. So my thought right now is probably to get to about here, cut this here, come out 2 inches, have this inside, kind of like the lower, bring that body line back, replace this part of the cage, probably keep the bars, but replace this section. And ultimately, why am I doing that? Because you only have about 14 inches there. My fat ass doesn't fit there anymore, so. The wife, when I told her about that, she said, "Would that be quite exciting?" So we will see what we can do and what options we have. Right now, my thought process is if we can go from pretty much this point here, which is an inflection point, we can keep the cowl the same, and basically just change the angle a bit. So more to come on that, and yeah, in the next couple of days I'm hoping to pull all the wiring out. We'll get some transmission tunnel stuff pulled out. If anyone's wondering what the Miata engine looks like from the bottom, it's literally about 2 inches longer in the transmission tunnel, but everything else is good. So yep, thanks for watching. If you're interested in staying up to date, feel free to subscribe and I will update the content as quickly as I can. Thanks.